This week's Torah portion is the parsha of Chukat. Allow me to share you the following personal insight. This past week, I went to see my therapist. There's a therapist who is wonderful. She does a fantastic job, and since Gila died, I started seeing her regularly. But it's been a long time since I actually went to her, and I felt this week compelled. I have to go see and speak to her and find that place to be able to store or share my grief and pain. And when I did so, I told her that one of my problems that I have or have been experiencing is that I'm learning to manage my pain as part of my life. Every single day is miluveh, escorted with pain and grief, and I kind of inculcate it into my daily tidings. It's part of my existence now. And I said it actually bothers me because what I'm realizing is that the loss of Gila is no longer, if you may, an outstanding event that happened, or tragedy, I should say, that happened, but it's become almost, or starting to become, normal tragedy as part of my existence. And that doesn't sit well with me, because I always want it to be and always want it to remain outstandingly tragic, outstandingly catastrophic, which inevitably it will. But I asked her, what does this mean? And she explained to me. She said, you are the kind of person who always likes to react and always jumps to help someone. You see a problem, you see an issue, you see a challenge, or you see one of your children who might be suffering or might be in a particular dilemma, and your immediate reaction is, I have to save them. I have to find a way to help them. But with Gila, she's not alive. There's nothing really you can do. Now, I believe in the neshama, I believe in the soul, I believe in the spirit, and I believe in the afterlife, but physically, and within my physical limitations, I cannot completely comprehend. There's really not that much I can do for her. What can I do for her in this world? Not very much. And she said, and that's frustrating. That's difficult for you to accept, especially the kind of person that you are, that likes to do, that likes to react, that likes to help, and that likes to solve problems that people might be experiencing. That is not the case with Gila. And I imagine that the lesson here that is so important is that every parent wants to help their children. They want to see them through their problems or through their challenges, and they want to know that they're the source that their children can find comfort in, that they're the source of solving that particular conundrum or that particular challenge that the child might be experiencing. But sometimes we just can't, and we have to realize that we are not capable of doing so, and we have to rely on something or someone else, hopefully, that can. Our greatest opportunity in life that we have to treasure, is the ability to help others, and certainly to embrace our capacity as a parent, to love our children, to guide them, to direct them. And this is something that we see in this week's parsha as well. There are two episodes. One is an episode whereby we all know and familiar with, the Jewish people say, we have no water, nothing to drink. And Moses is instructed by God to go and to speak to the rock. But what's interesting is that the Torah begins by saying, Vayarev ha'am im Moshe. The Jewish people come and they make it personal against Moses, against Moshe. Moshe makes the mistake, he strikes the rock, and he's punished. Can't go into Israel. Many of the commentaries discuss what went wrong. What did he do that was awry, that was not correct? And I think the answer is that Moshe took everything personal, rather than acting as something through God, remembering that he is a conduit, that he is a messenger of God. He took it personally. And the Torah says, Vayikach Moshe tamateh. He took the staff and he hits the rock. It's his own initiative. It's its own personal problem. He wants to solve the Jewish people's problems as his children. And he forgets that, no, they're God's children. You're a messenger. Do what God says. Whereas in the second particular episode, whereby the Jewish people again complain. Can you believe it? The Jewish people complaining? Well, the Jewish people complain again. They're sick and tired of not having water and lechem aklokel, this dry bread that they get. Let's go back to Egypt. Once again, they make this strange proposal. It's absolutely atrocious. And sure enough, here, God sends a magefa, a plague, and they have snakes that arrive, and many of them in multitudes are eliminated as a result of their behavior. And here, it's different. Moshe is not punished. Here, Moshe appeals to Hashem, and he davens to Hashem to help the Jewish people. Why? The difference is that here Moshe remembers that I'm not always capable of solving my children's problems. I am but a messenger of God. It is his children, and therefore I pray to Hashem to help the Jewish people, and that's exactly what happens. Even though we are people who want to help and want to make a difference and want to have impact, there are times we have to remember that sometimes we have to pass over that opportunity to something or someone that's greater than us. We don't always know what to do, how to act, and certainly how to solve a particular problem, even when it comes to our children. Let us remember that it is a wondrous opportunity whereby we can help our children and have the opportunity to hold their hands and hopefully walk them through their challenges. But there are times when we have to realize we don't necessarily have the ability to do so. At those times, we can turn to others who may be able to do so as well. This seems to be what the Torah reminds us. It is the Jewish way, it is the Torah way. And as I learn tragically now, it is the Gila way, but I hope to be able to continue to learn it in a productive and positive fashion as well, through all of my wondrous children who are physically alive, my grandchildren, who continue to give me the resilience and strength to find reasons to live. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you once again for joining us. Please remember to consider subscribing to the page below and send me your comments. I will get back to you. Have a great day.